Spa-Francorchamps, Belgium, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that was an interesting race, huh? The track where the rain falls sideways, the ghosts of champions whisper at Eau Rouge, and your hopes can spin out faster than a Red Bull on slicks in a hailstorm here. Like, this year, it didn't just deliver, it shows you the drama, the sheer drama of what's happening this year. We came in with Belgium with Piastri and Norris, okay? They're in the dogfight for the title. Verstappen, very, very outside chance here. It ain't looking good. Even Zach Brown is now saying it's looking good, but you still never know. And even though I give him, he's an a-hole, but he's right. And, you know, now as we leave the forest of Spa, we've got a new storm brewing, because Hungary this weekend is going to be one hell of a storm.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move. He's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front with the fifth all the way to the lead in lap one.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter Walsh. Now, we got to admit, you know, you could feel the tension here, lads. You know, I'm looking at the championship leaderboard here. You know, McLaren, they came in with both cars gunning for the title here, right? And it's a two-horse race at this stage. It is, unless the two boys take each other out. But the drama between these two lads is epic. I mean, Oscar Piastri's, well, beautiful overtake on what is it, going up the Kemmel Straight. It was class, pure class. It was easy. Now, he just got a good toe. He needed to get through Eau Rouge quick and sharp, and that's exactly what he did. Now, I want to talk about Hamilton's, first of all, his disqualification from qualifying for qualifying 1. Yes, he qualified in 18th. Yes, he did go over the line, so to speak. Now, I'm not a Hamilton fan at all. I've never been a fan of his, but I will stand up for him here. And he made a mistake, and it was just over the line, fractionally. But look, the rules are the rules. You know, you have to have some form of rules, right? And believe me, you know, Piastri and Alonso, they're my boys, but even if it happened to them, I'd still be saying the same thing, you know? And Hamilton didn't make a big mistake here, okay? You have to remember here, what they're trying to do. Now, why did it happen? Here's why. Hamilton is going through Eau Rouge, and as the car is turning, there's friction. So the idea of if the car's in a straight line, it's going to go the fastest possible speed, right? So that's always the theory. If there's more friction, if there's more turning, the car is technically going slower, okay? That's what it works. So going through Eau Rouge, it is fast. It is flat out for these boys because the downforce is insane in these cars. But they're getting it through easy. Problem is, you've got the Kemmel Straight coming up afterwards. So you need to be coming out of La Source Hairpin, gathering as much momentum, as much speed as you can, going through Eau Rouge, keeping it nice and technically straight, right? No scrubbing off speed. This is very, very important. And that's why the drivers are going over onto that line and onto that curb. And like Hamilton, going over the line, he just pushed it a little too far. Now, the other thing too, I'll even give it to him, Eau Rouge, you're taking it blind. You can't see the corner of Eau Rouge. You go through the corner. I've been here. I've raced there, done that, been there, worn the t-shirt. When you're going through Eau Rouge, you're looking at the sky. That's the only thing you can see. Sky. That's it. You don't see any track. You see nothing. You barely see anything out of racing cars anyway. So going through Eau Rouge, forget it. So look, one of those things that she just tweaked it and it happened. Now I do have to admit here with this whole rolling start business, it's getting out of hand here, lads. You know, they have to step in here. These drivers are paid millions to race. Millions to race. having a standing start was nothing for them yesterday. What would have happened? A little bit of wheel spin, maybe 1 or 2 crashes at the start. So, that's up to them. When I was racing back in my day, I remember Hockenheim. Going down a straight, I was behind some guys and I literally could not see anything in front of me. The only thing I could see was the red light from the guy in front of me. I had to guess where to brake. Literally guess. And the guy in front as well. And we just got on with it. Simple as that. These rolling starts, give me a break. It's not good, lads. It's not good for the sport. I know I'm having a go here this morning. But you know, lads, Spa, it's not just a track. It's a goddamn theater. And a 7 kilometers, and they're doing that under 2 minutes. You know, you think about that. A 7 kilometer cathedral of speed and rain, and you've got corners with names that sound like they're heavy metal bands, you know, Blanchiment, Pouha, La Source. The kind of track where you don't just drive, you experience this place. And coming in, we had history kind of whispering in our ears here a little bit, right? Spa 98, the Schumacher Coulthard carnage, right? Remember 2021? The race that technically didn't happen, and now, you know, 2025, which didn't just happen, it wrote a damn novel, lads. So with Piastri taking the win, and then you've got Norris, and then you got Leclerc. In fact, I couldn't believe actually Charles Leclerc actually held off Verstappen. He did a good job. He was under pressure all bloody race, lads, and it was a good enough job to get them the third. But that car, that Ferrari car, man, it's struggling like hell. I think the 2 McLaren boys would have peed off into the distance even further if it wasn't rain yesterday. They would have been gone. Lights out, good luck. The only chance that anybody had was that there was a chaos of mixed up weather conditions. Oscar leaves on 266, Lando 250, Verstappen 185. It's 3 race wins, lads, that he's got Piastri versus Verstappen. It's a tough hill for Verstappen to get anywhere here. I mean, it's not looking good. You know, it's not looking good. And, you know, you can bet he's already texting Helmut Marko about upgrades set up. You know, you can imagine it. You know, Russell, there and thereabouts. He may, when they get to Brazil, they'll have some pace. But I just don't think they're going to have any pace anywhere else. Budapest, I think it's too tight, too slow. You need a lot of downforce grip. Mechanical grip is going to be huge at Budapest. Completely different track to Spa. The track that's Monaco without walls. It's tight. It's twisty. Overtaking, well, it's about as rare as Ferrari's strategy brilliance here at the stage. This is a McLaren circuit, lads. Make no mistake about it. High downforce, high mechanical grip, precision driving, and Oscar and Lando, they'll go at it again. They will. Now, I think it's going to be one between in the pit stops. We'll go through this more as we get along in the week, and we're going to do a preview for the Hungaroring. But, you know, Hungary could either lock the title fight into McLaren's private party, or it could potentially blow the doors off for Verstappen. But the only way Verstappen's going to have a chance at this stage is if Norris and Piastri take each other out. It's going to have to be, lads. There's no other way. So, Spa, the beautiful, the elegant, the sexy beast Spa. We leave you now, sir, and we leave you until next year. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a great closing off to this whole year. And Budapest waits. If Spa was a storm, Budapest will be a knife fight. And McLaren's 2 drivers, they're barely talking to each other at this stage, right? They're holding it together. Nice guy. Hey, Oscar. Hey, Lando. How are you doing? I'm good. How are you? Right? That's exactly what's going on here. And strap in, lads. Because Hungary will bring not chaos, but a knife fight psychology-wise. Because these 2 lads are really starting to feel the pressure now. This is where the tension really now starts to build. Piastri, the quiet assassin, yes, he's got some grit, he's got some balls. But the one thing we don't know about Oscar Piastri, can he do it under the big pressure with a championship on his back? Because he's the guy. He's the guy with the chance now. He's the favorite. There's no doubt about it. Norris, right there, man. And does Norris have the balls? Will he rise to the occasion? We'll find out in Budapest.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front with fifth all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter Walsh.